that's the word. But we do ignore it. Like I said, we be satisfied. We be satisfied. I brought it and gave it to my son.
Right.
You want to fly it?
Huh? And he, I told him to make some copies of it.
Right.
Yeah, he copied it all right.
Oh,
Yeah, he kept it.
right. He kept it all?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's all right because
You got it again.
that's knowledge for him.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Right. So you know a little about what we teach you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So what's your nationality?
Huh?
What's your nationality?
Oh Lord.
Give him that cheat sheet over there.
I'm no Afro-American, I tell you that.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. It's no Afro-American. Because if you study the history from King Solomon, from Jesus, well, I'll say from Jesus Christ, up until this present time, Jesus was a black man.
Yeah. So his people had to be black.
Oh, that's right.
Who is his people though?
Huh?
Who is his people?
Oh man,
We gotta know that. You didn't know that.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. It's just a joke though. When you get to be my age, some young people do the same thing.
I sure hope I can remember this one though.
Right.
Give me
What's the Hebrew?
well that's the language they spoke.
Oh yeah.
But I'm gonna show you. Go to Genesis 32.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you what's important.
Genesis chapter 32. So that verse 25. Verse 26, you want to start?
Verse 27.
Take another one of these.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a couple of them. Check this
It's the
out.
book of Genesis chapter 32, verse 27. And he said unto him,
Now the him is Jacob, right? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yeah.
Right?
what is thy name? And he said, Jacob.
He said his name was Jacob. Jacob simply means trickster, right? Now watch this.
And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob,
He said your name gonna be. The angel told him your name gonna be Jacob no more.
Israel.
but Israel. That's correct.
Israel.
Uh-huh.
Mama ain't coming back.
I got you.
Israel.
All right.
But tell you what that name means.
For as a prince
You're a prince.
has thy power with God
You have problem with God
and with men,
and with men.
and has
You wanna
prevailed.
fly it, brother? Wanna fly it? And say you have prevailed. So that's what that name means. Go to Psalms 83. But let's find out why we don't remember those things.
That's right.
We gotta find out why.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O God.
This is the King David, just like the brother just brought out, like King David, right? He's talking about God. He's talking to God. He said, keep not your silence, O God.
Hold not thy
He
peace,
said, God, don't hold your peace.
and be not still, O God.
He's telling God to get involved in what's about to happen, right?
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
So he's saying that God got enemies, right? He said that God got enemies, right? Good.
And they that hate thee
And they that hate God,
have lifted up the head.
they got prideful, right?
They have taken crafty counsel
He said they've taken crafty counsel, sneaky counsel. They came together hiddenly and privately, right?
against thy people,
God's people are the Israelites.
Right.
and have consulted against thy hidden one.
That's us.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
He said, let them cut us off from being a nation. They came together and they said, hey, let us cut them off from being a nation,
That the name of Israel
that the name of Israel
may be
being-
no more in remembrance.
so that we don't remember that we're Israel, right? Now, we lost that in slavery. That's what they did. They beat that out of us. They put us in cargo slave ships. They told you were African. First, they called you black. Well, first they called you Negro. Then they called you black. Now you are African American. But actually, you're Israelite. But keep reading that because then it's going to tell you who did that to you.
No, I agree with you.
All
Check
praise.
this out.
No, I have to agree.
All
you're
praise.
right. Go ahead.
For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
They all agree.
The tabernacles of Edom
The tabernacles of Edom that did that is the so-called white man. That's who agreed. Go ahead.
and the Ishmaelites
Ishmaelites is the so-called Arab man. They agreed. Go ahead.
of Moab
Moab is the Chinese man, right?
and the Hagarenes,
The Hagarenes are Africans. That's why we don't supposed to deal with those Hamites. Go ahead.
Gebal,
Gabal is Moab.
and Ammon,
Ammon is the Japanese people.
and Amalek,
Amalek is the so-called white man that's in the land that's saying that they us. Go ahead.
the Philistines
The Philistines are more filthy, dirty Hamites.
with the inhabitants of Tyre, ashore also is joined with them.
All of them had came together to put us in slavery because we've been in slavery in all nations.
That's true.
Now my question to you is, why? Why did God allow that? Why did God allow us, and we God's people, why did he allow us to go into slavery and go through those atrocities that we went through?
My idea was disobedience
Disobedience to what?
to God,
Well, how do you be obedient to God?
keeping his commandments.
Keep his commandments.
and-
Give me
and doing
Leviticus
his will.
19. Got you.
Go ahead,
Leviticus
Al.
19. You gotta get it. Because you're right. You're absolutely correct. It came to us because we were disobedient to God's laws, his statutes and commandments. Let's get a few laws to see if we keep them.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel.
This book is only for the Israelites. 17.
Verse 17. What you want?
No,
27.
and bid.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 27.
27.
Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy
He
beard.
said, don't bald your head and don't shave your beard. What you gonna do about that, Elder? Let me see, raise up that thing.
Oh,
I see you got a beard under there.
no, it's bald.
It's bald.
Yeah, but he said for us not to cut our hair.
Yeah, and shave your
Oh,
beard.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No,
right.
no, that's Bible.
That's
What
right.
about-
But that's why we went contrary to the word of God.
That's right.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So
I
now,
agree.
so you gonna let that thing grow out, huh?
I'm gonna try.
Huh?
I'm gonna try.
Try it. All right.
I'm being honest. I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do something then don't do it.
Got you. But give me
Because I can lie to you, but I can't lie to God.
Psalms 119, verse 59. You're right. And then give me Ecclesiastes 6, your favorite one, 8 and 11.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 59. I thought on my ways.
So this is what's happening right now. The Most High is telling you to think on your ways. You have a seat. He said, I thought on my ways.
And I turned my feet unto thy
He
testimony.
said, I turned my feet to God's laws, right?
I made haste.
I did what?
I made
He
haste
said, I did it quickly.
and delayed not
I didn't play around with it.
to keep thy commandments.
So you didn't play around with that. That's an easy law. Give me Holak. Give me Matthew. You know Matthew 5. But this is important. This is the New Testament.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I come to destroy the law.
This is Christ. He said, think not that I come to destroy the law.
All the prophets.
All what the prophet said.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Everything that was written, prophesied about him, he came to fulfill.
Verse 18. For verily I say unto you, to heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law,
He said, not one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least
He
commandments,
said, therefore anyone shall break one of these least commandments. The least commandment is, what's so hard in growing your beard? That's an easy law. You can just grow that thing out, line that little thing up a little bit. Your wife gonna still love you. You know, it's gonna still be good. Go ahead.
and shall teach men so.
And you teach them by, like you have children, and your children see you shave your beard, guess what they're gonna say? Well, daddy shave, I can shave it. Right?
He shall be called least in the kingdom of
He
heaven.
said you're gonna be called least in the kingdom of heaven, but that don't mean you're getting in, right?
But whosoever shall do and teach
That's
them,
why, listen, I could barely grow my little thing. My little stuff come up and I'm growing it. It's all patched up under there and everything. These brothers can grow there. It's really good, right?
the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
We're gonna be called great in the kingdom of heaven. But check this out.
Verse 20, for I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and
He
Pharisees.
said, except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and the Pharisees. Because the scribes and the Pharisees, they would hold that, and go to Matthew 23. Let's show you what they were doing. Let's show you what Christ said about them. I think it's 23 and 3, 23 and 1.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 23, start at verse 1. Then spake Jesus to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees
Scribes and the Pharisees,
sit in Moses' seat.
meaning they were the judges at the time, right?
All therefore whatsoever they bid you,
Uh-huh.
observe.
He said everything that they bid you or command you to do, you observe.
That observe and do,
He said observe it and do it.
but do not after their works.
He said, but don't do after their work because they were hypocrites. They'll tell everybody what to do, but they weren't doing a damn thing. I go back to 20.
Verse 20, Matthew chapter 5, verse 20.
Uh-huh.
For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees,
That means you gotta do it, you gotta teach it and do it.
ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven.
So that means if you're not doing and teaching, you're not getting into heaven. Right. Exactly. So I understood what you were saying. Give me Ecclesiastes 8:11. Right. But check this out. 8:11.
And that's something the black man is not doing.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's exactly. That's our biggest problem.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you on that.
That's what's up, brother.
Well, I'm not agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with the word.
Agreeing with our.
I'm gonna put it like that. I'm
I
agreeing
got
with
you.
the word.
I got you.
That's
I
right.
got you. I got you. I got you. Go ahead.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
So that's what our people have a problem with law, right? He says because a judgment haven't come down because say like God says don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, all that stuff, right? He said don't eat those things. But in our minds we think, well, I'm eating this stuff, God ain't gonna do me anything, right? What's this?
Therefore, the heart of sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
So because God ain't judging them, their mind is fully set in to continue on doing what the hell they were doing before.
We're not supposed to eat that stuff.
That's right. You know that, dude. You stop doing that or what?
I'm getting off. No.
I got you.
So I have a mind that sometimes we satisfy, in other words, we satisfy the flesh. All right, that's just like you just read that. Now, if I take it to heart and I say he's right, but to satisfy the flesh, I'll ignore what the word of God said. That satisfy the flesh, knowing I'm doing wrong.
Right.
No, you're right.
Exactly. You don't want, go ahead.
It's the book of 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
Love the world. The world is in fully sin and chaos right now.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
So that's why he said, give me that in good.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh,
Yeah.
and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but of the world.
Got it.
I'm good with that.
All praise.
Right.
All praise, though.
But that's the word. But we just ignore it. And like I said, we just satisfy the flesh.
Yeah.
That's true.
Right. What you got, one?
No, I agree.
So you're gonna start keeping them commandments, Elder? You're gonna start showing the youngsters in your family, look, you gotta keep the commandments. Start wearing your beard and wearing your fringes and stop eating pork and lobsters and all of that.
Yeah, well, the Bible speaks of don't eat that. We're supposed to eat things from wrong children with a scale.
Well, you can't eat nothing with no fins and scales.
Right, like a catfish and all
Yeah,
that.
you can't eat catfish.
Right, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So say like when Christ come back, right? And you about to peel that crawfish and about to pop it in your mouth. What do you think Christ and he comes back? What do you think he gonna do?
Deny me?
Well, he gonna do more than that. Isaiah 66.
Uh-oh.
Exactly.
Uh-oh.
Exactly.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire,
He said the Lord's gonna come with fire.
and with his chariots like a whirlwind.
Chariots, when you read Ezekiel 1, it's talking about like the UFO. We all going back on that sentence. specify in the Bible about UFOs, right?
To render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. Verse 16, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
He's gonna deal with all flesh, right?
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
He's gonna kill a lot of people, right?
They that sanctify themselves
Separate themselves.
and purify themselves in the garden
People that's in the churches.
behind one tree in the midst,
Uh-huh.
eating swine's flesh
Eating pork
and abomination
and all the shrimp, crab, lobster, all that other stuff.
and the mouse
The mouse is going into rabbits and coon and all that.
shall be consumed together,
They gonna get that fire. Who said that?
said the Lord.
Lord said that. So, you know, you don't. That's Isaiah 66. Come here, write it down.
I got a pen right next to you, Elder.
Look at that pen.
Right next to you, Elder.
Behind you. Yeah, so when they tell you, oh, flesh is good, you can do it, eat whatever you want. Well, tell them to explain Isaiah 66, verse 15 to 17. Yep, so you know you Israel. You know you Israel.
Yeah, I'm Israelite.
You know, all right, all
praise.
praise.